Hi, I'm Dr. Dymacz, and I welcome you to a bit of learning about the main leadership powers. So, what's a power when it comes to leadership? Well, if you watched my previous videos, remember that leadership styles are your ways of leading. That's the how you lead part. Now, with leadership power, that's the why someone wants to follow you part. We're going to go through the five main powers and then two unique additional powers, which I think are important these days. So, why do people want to follow you? Because you have one of these powers: legitimate power, reward power, coercive power, expert power, and my favorite, referent power. These leadership powers came from John R.P. French and Bertram Raven, both social psychologists who created a leadership model in 1959. Let's dive into each one of these. First, we have legitimate power. Legitimate power is the power that you formally get in an organization, a political office, or some other formal entity that is able to grant it to you. This is often your work title, your role, your position. People listen because of where you are in the hierarchy. Use this power when you need to establish authority and ensure compliance. You are the boss, you give orders, and some situations do call for that. But be careful using this if you don't have the people's trust or their respect. This is not the way to get it. People will follow your orders because they have to, more than they want to. Today, many employees, and I mean more younger millennials and Generation Z employees, expect that you focus on gaining their respect, and they won't give that respect just because of your fancy title. Second, we have reward power. Everyone loves rewards. When you have reward power, you motivate others to follow you because you give them something, usually material rewards like bonuses and raises, or intangible ones like recognition and praise. This is a good power if someone is motivated by gaining rewards and performs better as a result. It's not always easy though. Not everyone wants the same thing. If you don't have the ability to reward someone with what they value, you don't have this power. Additionally, appetites can grow, and you can't always just keep giving out rewards. With today's employees, this one is important, but more around praise, recognition, and perks like flexibility, which are highly appreciated. Third, we have coercive power. When you have this power, you have the ability to motivate others because you can punish them. There are consequences for not doing what you tell them. This one is also good when you need to ensure compliance and that people follow rules. If you have no choice and have to use it, this should not be your first choice of power. This power creates resentment. No one is going to like or respect you. That will come back to bite you later. Try to avoid this one. It's a common reason for attrition, meaning people quitting, especially today's employees. Fourth, we have expert power. When you have this, people listen because you know what you're talking about and they need your expertise. You are the subject matter expert. You are the genius in the room. That is how you are able to get people to do what you need. They need your insights. This one is good for building trust. We trust experts. It's also good for making experts out of others through knowledge sharing. It does not work well if no one cares about your expertise because they don't need it. You may know something inside out, but if no one cares about it, then you don't have expert power over them. Today's employees love this power because most people these days love mentors who teach them. Fifth, we have referent power. This is my favorite because it's the most powerful. You have referent power when, as a leader, you have charisma, you create relationships, people admire you, you are liked and respected. We're all human. We like to work for or work with someone who we like, who we enjoy spending time with. This one is great to have. Aim for this, but it takes time to build. You have to earn it. Once you do, people are loyal. People want to help you. People want to please you, and they will go above and beyond. Leaders who are role models have this power. Just be warned, you can't fake it. People will see through you. Today's work environment often focuses on this. People want an authentic leader that they can, for lack of better words, like. Now for the interesting two that I always like to add to the main ones. First, we have informational power. This one again came from Bertram Raven, sometime around 1965 to 1980. The exact year is debatable. As the information age entered, so did this power. You may not be an expert, don't confuse it with expert power, but you have access to information. You have the power to share that information. People need you because of that. Use it to empower others, since knowledge is power. Just don't withhold information. You will be seen as untrustworthy, someone who is only looking out for themselves. Today's employees love transparency, so hoarding information is not going to help you lead others. Lastly, we have connection power. This is also a modern one. There's no specific reliable source on this one, but it's something that's slowly formed and I see it often. When you have connection power, you know people and you have relationships you can tap into. It's the I know a guy power. This helps clear impediments and roadblocks. You have this power if people need you to navigate some political landscape, some conflict of interest, and you have connections to do that. You can get around bureaucratic processes to get things done faster. We all love those people who know someone. Be careful with this one though. If you are seen as just a person with connections, but no skill or knowledge yourself, others may try to cut you out of the deal and go to the source directly. We always try to cut out the middleman. You also don't want to be seen as the person that always knows someone, but does not know anything themselves. So there we have it, the five powers, with two extra ones that I enjoy teaching. Remember again, we can't force people to follow us. They have to make that choice. We influence them to want to follow us. How? With one of these powers. Not all powers work on all the people all the time. And don't overuse a power. What's a good way to know what power you overuse? Ask. Feedback is critical because there's something very important I learned over the years. The amount of power you think you are using does not always match what someone else feels. That power gauge, even though it's your power, is something your followers see, not you. Only your followers know whether you are using too much of a specific leadership power on them. I'm Dr. Dymacz, and this has been a little bit of learning. Thank you for joining me.